honey.
How you doing, man? We're back with another episode. I put you on. I got another special guest with me. She's a business and wealth strategist. I got that girl, Elizabeth.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's that girl Liz. Speak money. I know I speak it fluently.
Spelled with an A, y'all, not an E. You gotta throw that out there.
That's how we started off, yeah.
I ain't seen it. Well, you can go ahead and explain to them, why it's spelled with an A instead of an E.
Sure, we were just having a little conversation. So Americans, we don't say Elizabeth because that's how it would be said if you spell it with an E, but we do not. We say Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. And my father, who is Trinidadian and was also in the armed services, he was traveling a lot and noticed that fact and just decided to spell it the way most Americans say it, which is Elizabeth. And that's how you got my name.
Okay, then. That sounds right. So, man, this... because I did want to air my thoughts on this, this Keke Palmer, Usher. Usher always trying to get all the girls, man. He be surrounding all the girls. He feels so good, man. Her boyfriend came out, said comments, that he didn't like the outfit she have on. And before I give my thoughts on this, I just want to know, you being a woman, a beautiful woman at that, what was your take on that?
Well, let me just say, I'm worried for Keke. Not a good start. Okay. Not a good start.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say that is because when you are a woman of a certain caliber in the public light, your man gonna have to be hella secure. He can't be kind of secure. Right. He can't be halfway secure. He gotta be hella secure. Right. Because the reality is that you're gonna have a lot of handsome men in your face, in your DMs, wherever they may be. Right. And he has to know that y'all love and the thing that y'all got is more important to you, right? Okay. But that comes with him being secure. Because Keke looked amazing. Shout out to Keke for that mom body. She was giving us body yaddy yaddy. Okay. And the last thing I would expect her man to do, because men don't understand what a woman's body goes through after childbirth. Okay. And the last thing you should be doing is body shaming your woman who just gave life to your child. You should have been out there with the emoji hands and some tongue out faces under that photo. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been letting people know, like, that's mine. You could look, but I'm the one that's touching. That would have gave us, BDE. He wasn't giving BDE, so I'm worried for Keke. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. For me, I have a different point of view on this.
Okay, let's hear the male perspective.
Because I'm a man and I get what he was saying. We live, especially in a society where everything is over-sexualized, right? And as a man, you kind of, don't want your woman, she can dress. Here's what I want people to understand. I feel like, you might say I'm not classified to say this, but I feel like for women, you can dress sexy and still be classy. You don't have to dress to where you're showing your ass and titties. And I feel like...
Was she showing ass and titties though?
I mean, her ass was showing though. And I feel like as a man, sometimes you don't want everybody to see that.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with, I feel like it's nothing to do with insecurity. I just felt like it was more so like, I don't want, it's not meant for everybody to see.
So I guess you and your wife will never go to the beach. Because I didn't see no more of Keke. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. So it sounds like you want your wife to be looking like the 1940s, where they had the leggings on and stuff at the beach.
So you feel like so you basically saying you have to. So you saying you have to show ass and titties in order to dress sexy.
I'm not saying you have to. That's not what I said. Now I'm trying to put words on my mouth. He getting spicy already, y'all. Y'all see this?
Because I can name some women in the industry that don't dress like that, but still dress sexy.
So I think there's a different conversation happening. You cannot conflate two conversations and then take my words and kind of mix them. So I'm standing on, I don't think he should have body shamed her. And then I agree that sexy does not equal all the skin being out. But every woman has her level of what they think is sexy. Every woman has her level. And at the end of the day, a woman has autonomy over her sexuality, over what she deems is appropriate. And the last thing I want to hear is a man telling a woman what they think is appropriate. If it ain't appropriate for you, then you should have thought about that before you knocked that woman up, put a baby inside of her. You knew what she liked before you did it. And as far as I'm concerned, at that point, If you wasn't equally yoked, you shouldn't have got with her. But now that's your woman, so put some respect on her name, and you could have checked her at home, not in the public. That's weak energy.
I disagree with that. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. He shouldn't do that in public. You should have had that in the private setting. I do agree with that. You don't take that to public for everybody to know that.
I mean, I don't knock a man for having standards of what he wants his woman to do, but those are intimate conversations.
Right,
you should have never put that on the world stage, and now at that point, it makes you look insecure and weak. Because guess what? If my man checks me in at home, he has every right. And we're gonna have that conversation, and we're gonna have a meeting of the minds and hearts, and then we're gonna be able to figure out what works for us.
Absolutely.
But when you put it on a national stage, that makes it a national conversation. Because look at us, we over here, we don't know these folks, but now we in their business.
Exactly.
I got a problem with it. If I was Keke, I would have a big problem. And now I can't even hear what you said, sir, because you played yourself.
And that's where you fucked up. I definitely agree with you on that, though. It just, my opinion, I just understood where he was coming from. And I feel like, but like you said, when he put it out there for everybody to see,
he lost it.
That's when
he lost all footage.
I definitely agree with that. There are certain things you shouldn't handle in the private, man. You should have that conversation in private.
But I agree that modesty and being sexy can equate.
Yeah,
but again,
that's all I was saying.
It's for every woman to kind of know her level, what she thinks is sexy. Like for me, I want, no matter what I ever wear in public, I want my kids to look back and be proud of me. Right? So whatever I wear, I'm going to be able to feel like my kids can see it 20 years from now. And I don't got no kids yet, but I'm just saying. I'm always thinking in that light. I mean, when I was younger, I was always thinking in light of when I was going to be in politics. So that for a long time, I thought I was going to go into politics, right? So I was always, kind of carrying myself in a light that it was like, okay, if they look you up 20 years from now, is this going to stop you from getting elected? Okay? Hello, somebody. It's all about your mindset and what your future looks like. If a woman's future don't look like she needs to care and she doesn't, like we could talk about Sukihana kind of thing, then that's her path. We don't need to spend so much time and energy telling a woman what path she need to take, though, because there's just certain kind of women that's going to do certain kind of things.
That's true. I definitely agree, though. I just want to talk about it because I feel like, like you said, I feel like too many people were coming at him, but then kind of understood where he was kind of coming from, as a man. But like you said, he put it out there. That's an intimate conversation. That's where he went wrong. I understood where he was coming from, but he went wrong at that.
Baby, he put a bullseye on his own back.
Yeah, he did.
Because he should have left that conversation to the privacy.
Then he doubled down on it.
What be going on with you, man, when y'all double down on stuff that you know you wrong? And it's like, like good character to me is when you're wrong and you could be like, you know what? I heard the people, because everybody ain't wrong.
It's true.
Everybody else can't be wrong. Sometimes we got to be like, let me sit back. Let me take some of these comments in. Even though I know the comment section be crazy. Shout out to the comment section. Y'all real thugs out there. But sometimes you got to take some of it, filter it. And then if he would have heard the people were really most upset, not about what he said, but where he said it. Sir, you came to the national stage. So we came for you on the national stage.
And I can see, you being a woman saying it came from an insecure perspective. I can see that now. Because it's like, damn, you just put it out there. Like, I can see that. But like you said, though, he knew what he was getting himself involved with before he got with her. He knew that's how she dressed and all that, etc. So I understand that part.
And Usher was just doing his job, y'all. That's what Usher do. Usher make the ladies excited and happy. He can pay well to do it. This ain't nothing new. You knew your woman was going to get the attention. She famous. If a famous woman show up to an Usher concert, she going to get some extra loving.
You do it all the time.
I mean, shout out to Usher. I hope when I show up to your concert, see me. Put me on stage.
You do. So let's take it back to the beginning, man. Where are you from? Let's find out where you from, more about you. What's going on?
I mean, I'm originally from New York City, Lower East Side, Manhattan, to be exact. That's the LES. For those of y'all who don't know, that's what we really call it. But I'm from Manhattan, by way of Springfield, Massachusetts. So my mom, she bought a house when I was about 11, and we moved to Massachusetts, which is about 2 hours outside of New York. So she took a city girl and gave me the suburban life, which I appreciate and thank her for. And now I'm in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta over a decade. So
okay, that's good. So talk to us about that transition from being in New York and coming down to the ATL. How was that transition? I know they always say, Atlanta, New York is just fast paced.
I mean, it is, right?
Right.
But what I love about New York, it truly is a city that never sleeps. So, like, at 4 a.m., if I want a lobster, me and my girls could go down to, like, Chinatown and go get lobster and drinks. Like, and that's on a Tuesday, right? It doesn't have to be a Friday or a Saturday. So, I miss that. Atlanta is very different. I know as much as Atlanta wants to be the big city that it's trying to be, y'all shut down way too early, okay? Unless you're going to an after hours, and I don't do after hours because somebody probably gonna get shot, and I don't do that. So I like to stay in the, you know what I mean? So it took some getting used to, but I love Atlanta because it's like New York raised me, but Atlanta's been paying me. So shout out to Atlanta because this is where I made my first million. So I got nothing but love for them.
Oh, okay then. I like that, man. So, did you go to college?
I did. Shout out to Morgan State University. Go Bears. HBCU kind of girl. You already know.
Okay. What you went to college for?
Business administration and management. Exactly what I do.
Oh, okay then. So you went.
I knew what I was gonna do.
Oh, okay.
I knew I was gonna be a boss.
Oh, you knew you was gonna be there.
Yeah.
Dang. So you actually got a job in your field then.
Yeah, I'm like I'm a rare bird.
Yeah, you are. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the many reasons I created this platform too. Is because that they bear in our head school. But a lot of us, I always encourage people, man, to find your passion, find your purpose, because you know what I'm saying. School is not always a recipe for success, but it is a recipe for being in debt. And I tell people, man, it's
not necessarily.
But yeah, that's why I say it's certain fields you get into that you may be guaranteed a job. And there's certain people that went to college that are doing something totally different than what they went for. I know a lot of people like that. So, and I had people on this podcast, y'all know, that are doing that. So that's why, I kind of preach on that so much of telling people to not just go the traditional route where everybody tell you do. Find what you love first. Find what you're passionate about and go that route.
So I would agree, but then I would counteract it. Because at first I think I was definitely on you don't need college training. But what's happening is now you have a lot of individuals who are like, yeah, just take my course and it's going to get you through. So what I would like to say is this.
Okay.
You got to find your passion. I definitely knew that I wasn't going to be working for someone all my life. I had my first job at the age of 12. So I was very aware, and heightenedly so, that I wasn't going to work for someone all my life, and I needed to learn how to run my own business, right?
Okay.
So that's why I chose business administration. At one point, it was international business, right? Because I think big. Okay, you got to think big, ladies. So it was international business, but then I scaled down. I was like, you know what? Let me just take business administration and marketing. But I feel like anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur, there are so many cheap ways to go to a 2-year college, take business. It is going to be the best. You could probably go straight up for free at this point, depending on what city or state you're in.
Right.
And that would alleviate you having to take a lot of these BS courses that is fluff, no real feeling. Right. And then you can now supplement what you have learned, the basics, accounting. Do y'all know y'all books? Do y'all know y'all numbers? Right? Marketing 101. There are certain things that if you just went to college, you would have a great foundation, and then you can supplement it with courses and or certificates in your niche, right? In your passion. But I definitely think that we need to not be fooled, because there's a reason why they're pushing that type of narrative into our community, and they're not pushing it in theirs. Okay, their kids is very much still going to school, but what happens is their kids go to those top schools for free because they understand the importance, and they push the importance of it in high school. Hey, get them grades. You can party, but you better get them grades. You should be in AP classes by 11th grade, so now you're getting college credits. So now you're not in college as long, right? And you're going for free. So the real put you on game is, yes, you should still be looking into college. If you want to be a business owner, yes, go get you a 2-year degree. And they even do entrepreneurship now as a major. So literally, there's no excuse, and you can literally be going for free to most of your colleges.
That's true. I always tell people, man, there's a million ways to look at something. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, to have a different perspective on
Absolutely.
it. And I definitely hear your point. I understand your point. You know what I'm saying? There are courses. I just know, like, most people, a lot of times they go, but they really don't have a passion for what they're doing. And I always know if you're doing something that you don't love, you're going to eventually get tired of it.
I mean,
Well,
that
it's
same
to
thing
get
in life,
time.
though. But there's a lot of people showing up to jobs they're not passionate for,
Exactly.
and y'all do it to get that check.
They do get
So
that check.
sometimes you gotta do things like, so it comes down to discipline, because discipline will get you when you don't feel like doing it. Like today, I'm not feeling well. Like I literally went to a doctor's appointment earlier today, right? But discipline said, hey, I want to honor this person scheduling me, and I'm going to do something that I might not even really want to so-called do, because at the end, it's going to benefit you and me by being disciplined, right? So we have to sometimes understand that it's not always going to be like the most passionate thing in the beginning. Sometimes you find your passion by going to school. I know people who took general studies, took a bunch of random courses, and fell in love with something. And it could have been the most random thing that they wasn't going to think of, but because they took that time and they did it in a 2-year atmosphere where it was cheaper to be able to do it, so the pressure of their parents or the pressure of, I can't afford this, was lessened, and now they had the time. See, us as Black people, we don't get fed the same way as other cultures about education. I was passionate about education. I'm a proud blurred. Shout out to the blurds, okay, which just stands for Black nerds. Hello, somebody. I think it's cool to be smart, and it was something that was put in me. But a lot of us were in neighborhoods where you're made fun of if you're too smart. I was told I talked white. Shout out to those people. Thank you. But talking white made me millions, because when I get in the room with white folks, they rock with your girl, okay? And to me, I mean, I think all of us know it now, it's code switching. It ain't talking white. It's just when I get in rooms, I'm going to let my intellect shine through.
Exactly.
But when I'm in regular rooms, I might be like, you know what I'm saying? And I do that not because I'm being fake or trying, but it's just me fitting into the atmosphere.
You don't know how to turn it off.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be trying to talk over my people and then they looking at me like, oh, she using big words all the time. I could, but that's not necessary in this atmosphere.
Absolutely.
I'm going to save that for where it's necessary. My SAT level 3 words will come out though, if I need to. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man. You bring, a whole different perspective. And that's why I tell people, that's why I like having this conversation, because, some people feel this way, some people feel that way. But it's all about experiences. Everybody, I don't want to say to each his own.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, like you said, you went there, but a lot of the most successful people in the world dropped out. Bill Gates dropped out of college. There's a lot of people who are successful without it. And that's why.
I dropped out. Let's be clear. Like, I dropped out. I did drop out because I was making way more money than I was going to make staying in. But I went, and I'm thankful to have had the experience. I was on a Black college campus. I got to experience what that life was like, and nothing could ever change that. Like, I grew up watching A Different World, and I was like, I'm going to college. Like, no one can take that away from me. And I'm so glad that I did it, because the college experience is different. I learned how to be an adult. I learned how to stand on my own 2 feet, and no one was there to coddle me, right? It was like, either you're going to get up and go to this class or you're not. Either you're going to do this work or you're not. Like, mama wasn't knocking on the door saying, hey, you're going to miss your bus. So there's something that happens during those college years called growing up.
It's crazy.
And getting some self-accountability that we all kind of need in our community.
You know what's crazy? I was just having this conversation the other day that you just said there. Like, college do teach you that. Like, that's your first time as an adult. Like, especially if you're living in dorm, being on your own. You know what I'm saying? Doing it, like you said, being an adult, buying this, buying that. You're doing everything on your own. So you're right. It does teach you, how to be
money management.
Money management, yep. You're right. So, I don't talk down on college. Don't think that I talk down. I just give people a different perspective. Because I know, because I know for me, my family bashed college in my head. Bashed in my head. When I went there, I realized it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I just speak from my experience, because I know a lot of people, but a lot of people bashed in our head. I realized parents and, ancestors bashed in our head, because back then, times have changed. Now there's so many ways to make money now, so many opportunities to make money now. Back then, that was the only way. My granddad, where they can compete, with the white man, that they had to have that education. So they tell us that because they want us to go down the same path. So their intentions are pure, and they right in what they saying. But a lot of times that may not be for you though. So I just people self-analyze and think about it. Is it for you or not? Don't do it for nobody but you. Because you're going to regret it.
So let me add this too, because you said something and I think it's poignant, and I want to, because I'm Liz Speaks Money, right? And I speak it fluently.
Okay.
But it ain't always about money.
Right, absolutely.
Being able to make a lot of money and being well educated stand on two different platforms.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of dumb people making a lot of money.
That's true.
And then they're not able to understand, and what's happening is they're getting tricked out of their money. Because riches and wealth are two different things.
Absolutely.
Right? So my mentor likes to remind me constantly, Liz, be careful not to step over wealth chasing riches. There's going to be a lot of people who get rich and they're going to miss wealth. That's the reality of it, right? And that's because they don't have any understanding of how to become wealthy. And wealthy really starts with an education of understanding money. So when I say I speak money, right, and to me, I take it a level farther and I call it financial fluency.
Ooh, okay.
Right? Because I think our community, we have had enough years, decades of financial fluency. Fluency just means you're just over illiterate. Okay, that means you could be reading on a third grade level. You ain't mastered it. Fluency speaks to mastery. Fluency means that you can move in and out these financial markets and understand how to maneuver and make your money work for you. So that is why I'm really pushing us to move towards a fluency mindset and stop being okay with the bare minimum, y'all, because that's really what literacy is. It's saying, hey, be okay with just knowing enough. And I mean, we started the race too late for us to be okay with literacy. At this point, we all need to be real hella focused on fluency. I'm just saying.
I like that. That's real right now. I ain't never thought about it like that, man.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit you with some different stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about, man, how did you get started being a wealth strategist?
Well, honestly, so my background is this. Growing up, like I said, I had a job since I was 12.
Right.
And then I went into retail in high school, right? I worked at the Gap, Filene's basement. I don't know, like every store basically there was. I always had a job. And I didn't know that retail was setting me up to go into banking. Retail banking, that is, right? So as I got headhunted, right? Somebody came into the store one day, they worked in the bank, they're like, you're amazing, banking is something that you can easily get into. And I was like, for real? I ain't got a degree yet. It was like, no, how long you been in retail? I was like, I've been in retail now like 5 years. Perfect. Right, and at this point, I had worked into assistant manager status, right? So I had management experience. So anyway, long story short, I got into banking at a very young age, around 19, 20. And then from there, I just expanded. So I went from retail banking to commercial banking. Shout out to Wall Street. Your girl spent a little bit of time on Wall Street doing some equity banking. And so it was a natural fit for me in all of that I was learning, for me to then basically go into being a wealth strategist. And all wealth strategist is, I'm going to help you create a blueprint to your wealth. Because your wealth and my wealth are going to look different. It is a custom blueprint for each one of us, because we all have an idea of what our wealth looks like. Some people only need $1 million. And they're like, hey, once I need $1 million, I'm good. I know how to live off of that. I'll do $25,000 a year. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they will figure it out. Some people like myself, I want to be a billionaire. So we're going to have two different plans. If one person want to be a millionaire and I'm talking about I want to be a billionaire, right? So all I'm doing is putting together a core strategy from beginning. So a lot of people think that they got to have money to come work with me. No, I want to catch you when you're in your 9 to 5. I want to catch you when you're in a 9 to 5, when you're getting paycheck to paycheck, and I want to show you how to leverage that. I want to show you how to let these multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies become your first investor into your wealth journey. Right? So that's all a wealth strategist is. Like, I'm just really, and I also do taxes. I'm an enrolled agent with the IRS. I've been doing that for 20 years now. So ultimately, and wealth planning is a huge piece of becoming wealthy. That's why I said there's a lot of rich folks, but that don't mean they're going to become wealthy. Because they don't know how to handle their taxes. They're happy just spending millions of dollars in taxes. When the rich people, like, I think Trump said he paid $900-something, and he's a billionaire. So you as a $100,000-aire or even a $10,000-aire, you spending thousands of dollars in taxes, that means that you haven't cracked the code yet.
Right.
And that's why you won't never see wealth, because one of your biggest holes in your wealth ship is taxes. And the biggest tax of them all is the ignorance tax. I said that because it's true. What we don't know costs us the most money.
I like that. That's crazy.
And that's why I said,
that's crazy.
making money and being well educated stand side by side, but they can't be conflated. We need to be well educated because what we don't know is costing us millions and billions of dollars.
Ooh.
I'm gonna talk spicy. I hope you're ready. I hope y'all ready.
So what are some of your early trials and tribulations?
Oh, early trials and tribulations. I mean, what are we talking? Are we talking in business? Are we talking life? I mean, what are we talking?
Man, everything. Sure, you spit it out. Business, life, every goddamn thing, you know?
You know, because people see me and they really don't know my story. I mean, my dad passed away when I was young, like right before my 5th birthday.
Rest in peace, I'm sorry.
Yes, and he was an amazing man, but I think it leaves a hole in any child, especially a girl, because I was daddy's little girl. I was his youngest, and I still have those memories of knowing how he treated me. So losing him at a young age, and then just what it created a lot of turmoil in my family because my aunt and my mom didn't get along, so my dad's sister and my mom didn't get along, and I was living with my dad's sister for some time while my mom had some stuff going on personally that she had to kind of get together. And so the first 10 years of my life was just like lost and just dealing with having to grow up way quicker than I probably wanted to. Right? But I'm thankful for that because in those 10 years, I really got really close with God. So I tell people that's why my relationship with God is so deep, because as a little girl, I can remember like looking out the window, looking at the Manhattan Bridge and praying to God and just saying, God, I need you. Like, I don't like how I feel. I don't like that my mom and my auntie fighting. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? And having to know these things and having to come to it. So I guess those are some of like my earlier trials and tribulations personally that developed me in some kind of way. And then I think moving into business, I think like the same woes as everybody, like not knowing how to handle my money, right? And then maybe spending more money than I was making and not realizing that at first. So going through bankruptcy, shout out to bankruptcy. I went through it. So now I know how to avoid it. And I only went through it because I didn't know consumer law. If I knew consumer law, I could have just wiped my credit. Because I was giving them permission to, I don't care about ODIT. I was giving them permission to report it. And all I had to do was take away the permission instead of going for the bankruptcy on my credit report that I was then going to have to fight even more and even longer. So that's why me learning consumer law, that's how I did that and really dive deep on that. But bankruptcy, got my car repoed a couple of times, eviction, like just shout out to lifing. Like I literally experienced life. So I don't want people to think like when they see me now that they understand that I went through everything you went through. Negative bank accounts. And I was making money, but my relationship with money was a little up. You know what I mean? I was an emotional spender. So I was getting it and spending as quick as I was getting it. Like when I was working in retail, I would spend my whole check right back at the store. They love me. Because I love nice things. I love looking good. But that's the thing. Like if you don't understand your relationship with money, it can break you. So I had to be like, all right, Liz, hold on. We hustling backwards. You see what I'm saying? And so that became a big part of some of my trials and tribulations for sure.
Man, that's crazy right there. But see, you went through it though, so that's what's up though, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, but I'm here. I'm still standing. What was that movie? He's like, I'm still here. I'm still standing. Okay, we all gonna go through something, but it's just how you come through it. Yeah, and I gotta give all glory to God.
And that's why I like for people to understand too, like, you know, you just didn't give up.
Nah.
You went through all that.
Nah, resiliency, baby. I'm telling
you.
Listen, you gotta be hungry. Right? So Les Brown has a book, y'all. It says you gotta be hungry.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be hungry. You gotta want it so bad. And it was in my spirit as a little girl. God told me that he was gonna make me a billionaire. And I didn't share that, like, because I know in our community, you even saying you're a millionaire, people want to look at you real sideways because they don't believe it for themselves. So how dare you believe it for yourself, right? And so, but God had put it in my spirit, so I already knew the things I was going through was just the trials, the tribulations to make my character stronger, because there's devils at every level. And you can't want to be wealthy and not understand that you're going to have to be resilient as hell to get there. Like, that's just a part of it. So, like, I like to tell the people that I mentor and coach, there's learned knowledge, then you apply the knowledge.
Right.
But you got to have the resiliency to see all of that through.
But I think that's very important. I want you to apply it.
Still applying.
You have to
gotta apply that pressure.
Yes, you gotta apply. Cause a lot of us, we get the information, you have the knowledge, but you'll never apply it. You see what I'm saying?
All
That's
them
very,
courses,
very important.
and you ain't did none of them things.
And none of it. That shit get to me like, come on. I think that's very, very important.
But that's fear. So you know that's part of fear.
Yeah.
So what happens is paralysis analysis comes in. And people let the fear of, I'm not going to do it perfect, so I can't do it. No one ever does it perfect the first time. Period. Yeah. It ain't going to be perfect the first time, the 10th time, probably even the 100th time. Yeah. But it's that one-on-one that pops off because now you done sharpened yourself, right? Your skills are sharpened. Now you can actually call yourself an expert. They said it takes thousands of hours to become 10,000 hours to become an expert in something. But that means you got to be doing it, not reading about it. If you read for 10,000 hours, you're not an expert. You just know a lot. There's a difference. An expert understands all the nuances that might happen. Like, you know, like I'm a driver. Like if you drive me, you like, yo, Liz. But I'm like, but I've been driving like this for a long time. Don't get in your car tomorrow and try to drive like me today, okay? Because that's not gonna work for you. Right. So that's just life, and we gotta know. We gotta apply the pressure.
Absolutely. So what's one thing you know now you wish you knew before you started being a strategist?
Ooh, one thing. That's a good one. I mean, honestly, there's so many things, y'all. I mean, there really is, because the more you learn and the more you do, the more you wish you would have known. But honestly, I think...
Get your top three.
I think for me, the biggest thing is consumer law and mastering that sooner. Okay. Because consumer law, like, we as citizens of this country, we are not taking our full power into account. And if you let people play with you, they're gonna play with you. And so us as consumers, especially the Black community where we consume at $1 trillion plus a year, we have to be better at consumer law. Right. We gotta know the things that protect us. So knowing the things that protect me in the consumer law space would definitely be top. I think a second thing would be learning how to manage my spending and my relationship with money sooner, because I think that's what took me longer to get to my million. Like I definitely ran through $1 million before, but to see it accumulate in my bank account took too damn long because I was spending too much of it, right? And then lastly, the importance of leveraging relationships, right? And like all kind of relationships, because my mentor, Mr. Al Mills, I really, and he's probably the one that I talk about the most because he really impacted me the most. Right. And he did it for free. Shout out to that. Shout out to free. And I mean, and it wasn't like free in the way he let me come and work with him on deals, right? So I earned my keep. I got to keep what I killed with him. But in the process, he poured so much meaningful, tangible things that to this day ring true. And so for me, just understanding that you need a good mentor, and it doesn't mean you have to go broke get one. Because the real people who want to see you win understand that you're not in position to pay them. Right. And they not gonna make you go broker, that word, to get what you need to get to the other side.
Absolutely.
Because serving to learn is a thing. You got too many fake gurus out here who want y'all to spend $50,000, $100,000, knowing damn well you ain't even got $5. But they want you to go take it, go broke, to take a chance on them, hoping that you're gonna get what you need. That's not mentorship. It's not. There's somebody in your neighborhood right now who that if you tapped on the right door, the right business owner door, they would mentor you for free. They probably would have you come in and become an apprentice. Right. We don't know these things in our community though. We see it as one-sided. So I think just understanding how to leverage relationships better and getting a solid mentor and really being up underneath them. That would be my third one. Okay.
I like that, man. I like that. So what's the biggest misconception when it comes to you as a person and being a wealth strategist?
That's a good one. I think as a person, people see my aesthetic and think I'm like real bougie and stuck up.
You slid them a little bit though. I mean, you look that way, but you not.
I'm not. I'm more around the way. I'm more around the way. Crack a joke, laugh with you all the time, kind of girl. But I just understand that your aesthetic speaks for you before you speak for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've always been about dressing to impress it, and as long as I impress me, because I'm not trying to impress you. I swear to God, I'm dressing to impress me. Like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, bro, you look good. it's a good day. And now I'm about to go and slay the day, right? But I think that's a huge misconception. But I'm like, I just love people. I'm hella approachable. As long as you don't come with no riffraff, because I promise you, you better off trying Jesus. Try Jesus. Don't try me.
You're about that life.
Baby, I'm just saying, mama didn't raise no punk, okay? You know what I'm saying? I keep that thing in that purse, okay? I am not fighting you. That's all I'm saying.
I like that, man.
Oh, and that's a wealth strategy.
That's a wealth strategy, too.
Like I think Glenn said earlier, just feeling like they need a bunch of money to work with me. Like my firm, we make it hella affordable for people to come work with us. Because it's about where you're at. And I'm not gonna charge you the same price I'm gonna charge a client of mine who has $1 million firm. Right? Like I'm gonna make sure it's tailored because you don't need all of the stuff that the $1 million firm needs. So we really do make it affordable to work with our firm because we really just want to help as many people. And at this point, I'm even building out a nonprofit because I'm gonna get the government to pay me to help y'all become fluent. Right? But I just want y'all to know, y'all don't need a lot of money. Call your girl up. Get this work because y'all paying a whole lot of people a whole lot of money and they playing with you.
Damn. I fuck with that. So when it's all said and done, man, what kind of legacy you want to leave behind?
Baby, legacy. Legacy is huge for me. I've been thinking about my legacy since I was like a teenager, for sure. Okay. Number one thing is I want my community to remember me and what I did for the community. And I'm talking like I want to leave something grand, and I'm not just talking like libraries or schools because I want those things for sure. But I want to have impacted enough flames that the flame carries on long after I'm gone, right? So of course on the selfish level, like my family, I want my kids. I want to impact at least 8 generations. You know what I mean? And eight is a number of wealth. So that's why I picked that number. I want at least 8 generations to be like, man, she's the reason why we're so well set up. But on the bigger scale, my community, I want my community to know how hard I went for them, how much I love them, and how much I was willing to stand and fight to make sure that they were not taken advantage of, and that I left something tangible for them to carry even when I'm gone.
I like that, man. I like that. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ha, baby. I will be semi-retired for sure.
I like that.
And I say semi-retired because I will not be waking up for money, right? I will not have to wake up for money. My money will be working hard enough for me that it will be paying my lifestyle, and it will be also compounding, making me wealthier. And then I'll probably definitely be doing a lot more teaching and speaking. I'll probably have like some type of show of some sort because I've had a couple of networks hit your girl up. So
that's what's up, then.
Yeah, like I think I'll probably have like some type of show where I'm impacting and motivational, like speaking. Like I love pouring life into people.
I see that.
Like I love giving a word that I know it's gonna change that person's day and maybe even change their life. If God meant for that seed to grow that far. Do you see what I'm saying? But at the very least, it's gonna change their day. So a show that can take that and help people with their businesses, maybe like a Shark Tank, but you know, on a community-based level, and where they're not taking all your equity. Because Shark Tank be raping y'all. Don't go on there. Don't go on there. I'm for real. Shark Tank is the worst. And people don't know it because they don't know no better. They be out here taking all y'all business. Okay.
So you created an ebook, 50K in 50 days.
Yes.
So talk to us what the book is about. Why did you want to create the ebook to begin with?
Absolutely. So 50K in 50 days was like the starting point and the cheapest entry that I could create for someone who needed their business to be properly structured. Shout out to being properly structured. And it is not you just got your LLC done with the Secretary of State. Like that is not it. That is not it. You having just the EIN number. That's not it. So it walks you through the credibility part of building your business. And then it takes you literally through the journey of building business credit. So many people want y'all to just fix your personal credit so that you can PG, aka personal guarantee the debt. I want you all to move away from personal liability. That is what I teach. That is why I'm big on the structure part and why I'm big on building business credit, because when you actually build your business's credibility, you now can go and get a loan solely off of your business EIN. You don't need your social whatsoever, and that's where real business is happening because the moment you don't have to put your private social on any documentation is the moment you are now free from personal liability, which means if your business go under, your personal score don't get hit. Y'all need to stop playing because y'all out here with these platinum cards. That is under your personal social, right? So that means if you don't pay that card, 3 months in, your personal score gonna be went in the toilet. They could take you to small claim court, right? And you might have to file bankruptcy because you don't know consumer law. Because Amex don't play. They don't let you write it off. Or they don't let you sweep it off. No. That sweep ain't going to work on Amex. Amex do not play. They will challenge you. They will come. They will take you to court. They're going to make you show all the documents. And it wasn't you. Amex want the smoke. So that is the reason why I created the 50K in 50 Day ebook. Because it was like, hey, if you can't hire me to do it, if you can't hire my firm to do it, cool. You got $50. Get this book. You got, $80 when it's not on sale. Get this book, and it is gonna walk you through. It is a literal blueprint. Shout out to all the people that copied it after.
Shout out to them.
But don't let me find it, because my lawyer gonna definitely get that money. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, though. But yeah. So that's how I created it.
I like that. Okay. So, what are some of the things you are hoping to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet?
Baby, I walk by faith, and I know God, everything he put in me is going to happen. It's just a matter of timing, right? So I've been in the real estate side, like on the background, helping finance. Like I said, I've actually raised over $500 million. Okay. Now it's time for me to raise the capital to do some things. Okay. So I want to have some communities that I own. Okay. I want to create some subdivisions, just a lot of wealth plays for sure when it comes to real estate. And I'm already moving with that. I'm teamed up with some dope people. So we building it from the land up. And I'm excited. And so I think that's probably the biggest thing. Because a lot of everything else that I wanted to do, your girl's already doing.
Hey, I like that, man. So what are your top 5 favorite artists?
Listen, friend.
Top 5 favorite.
Friend, because you're trying to get me in trouble. Okay, so listen, I'm a music head. Okay. Shout out to the 80s babies. Okay. 80s babies. This hip hop thing, it was like maybe 20 years old when I came around. Okay. 15 years old when I came around, and so that question is like a very slippery slope. So what I'm gonna do is say this.
You got an all-time list? You got an all-time?
No. So this is what I gotta do.
Do you have an all-time
list? Because it's like, what we gotta do is we gotta break it down to categories. So we gotta have like male rapper, female rappers, male R&B, female R&B. Because I'm a real music head. That ain't even fair.
Like, who do you listen to the most?
Like, I mean, in this season, because I think we listen to different things in different seasons. It's true, because no, I'm going to tell you why I say that. If you asked me this question when I was 15, I was listening to Jay heavy, right? But now I love Drake, right? Or Kendrick, right? You know what I'm saying? Or Cole, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think there are times where it's like it's a different season and we're listening to different things, but... My girl, of course, Beyonce. Y'all should know I'm a Beyonce girl. Y'all should be able to tell. And I'm not a Beehive girl per se, because I don't fangirl over nobody. I've actually stood right next to Beyonce, just like me and you are standing right now. I watched her watch Jay-Z perform, and I thought it was so cute because she had her water bottle like this, watching her man, and I was like, she's just another girl. She's a talented girl, but she's just another girl, right? So I don't fangirl, but I love her music. She always gets me in my bag when I'm going out or when I'm about to do something. So I love Cardi. I think I just love Cardi's story. I love her music. She's from the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx. And the Bronx girls be real. Like, if you don't know, you don't know. But like her and Remy Ma, they really about that life. I mean, y'all should know Remy Ma got a real rap sheet. Like, I like girls who I know they actually walk it like they talk. I'm from that era. I like the people that's really about it. But the Kims, Biggie, Pop. That's why I can't just give you 5. Like, that's crazy.
You name a bunch of, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you name about it pretty much from up top. What about the South? The South got something to say?
The South got
something to say, man.
The South got something to say, but I grew up on the North.
I know you did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on Dipset. I grew up on all of them. And so the South, if I was going to pick, of course, I love Speaker Box, Love Below, those two. Outkast for sure. T.I. I gotta give it to T.I. because it was an era that I was like, yo, T.I. going in.
Yeah, he was.
I definitely like Jeezy the Snowman. He came out to Morgan State to perform for our homecoming. He went in. He gave a great show. That man started with 3 layers of clothes and he was naked by the time he came. I mean, like that boy was just saying, because he was going in. I appreciated it. Those will probably be like my Southern folk. And Lotto, big Lotto. I don't know what's going on. I hear the streets don't like Lotto like that, but I think her flow is sick, and I really think some of y'all just hating because she's just a pretty girl that got some bars. Cause
people just saying that, her issue with Nicki, her and Nicki had.
That's stupid. I don't care about that.
People always feel like you gotta choose.
I ain't choosing. I ain't choosing. If Nicki has something like stupid hot out, I know she, doing a lot with Ice.
Ice Spice.
And, Ice Spice. But to me, I think they're gonna be in my comments. I don't care. I think Ice Spice is kind of whack. I think her flow is trash. Really okay, like I'm from the era of real rap, and to me, I'm surprised that Nicki teamed up with her because I'm like, Nicki, in real life, her bars is trash. Yeah. But I feel like Nicki is letting people be in her ear, telling her that she's out, out the game, or because she's a mom, that she gotta get with these young girls. And I really feel like she's more than capable of just doing something on her own and being Nicki. Like, she got bars. Like, you can never. I remember her from Re-Up DVDs. Like, yeah. But if you don't believe in yourself, it shows. Because I would never hop on no one's bandwagon that was trash. Ice Spice, did you see her at the BET Awards?
Yeah, I did.
And like, you could hear her, and she sounded like she didn't even believe what she was telling y'all. I was like, somebody get her off my TV. Because it was like, the rest of the performances was it. Like, when Big Lotto came out, she did a thing. And I was like, put it on the floor like she had me in my bag. And that's what I'm talking about. But, I don't know. Y'all can be mad if y'all want to. I can share.
I mean, it's a good certified list. I'm not mad at it, man. It's a good list. Good. I like everybody that you pretty much just named for the most part. But I'm a big Wayne fan. I'm a little
Wayne. Listen, I was really the Carter 1 and 2.
Yes.
I was in love with it. Like, I was just like, man. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm a very soft girl, but it'd be like moments where I just. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta tap into that. Somebody made you feel like you're about to pull up. Wayne would be in the car playing, right? And so, but when he got on that lean,
I think
was it just me?
It was.
I don't know. It was that lean.
When he dropped that Rock album, that's kind of when I kind of stopped.
I stopped checking from a long time ago.
But he's still out though. He's still rapping, doing features, still going crazy. Bars are still top tier.
Thank God he passed the torch to Drake.
Yeah. Of course you would love Drake. He's soft.
Hey, he a Scorpio like me, Drizzy. And I be feeling like, and it ain't even that, because I'm going to tell you, that Scorpion album he did, he was talking real reckless to some of y'all. I love that for him.
I ain't like the Scorpion album.
I liked it.
Drake, I mean, my favorite album is Take Care. I like to Take Care. Nothing Was the Same was pretty good too. But
Nothing Was the Same with
Drake don't really make good bodies of work like that to me. I feel like Drake make a lot of good songs. He make good songs, but his body of works.
That album with Alicia Keys, Jay-Z.
The first one?
Thank Me Later.
Was good.
Man, that was the ultimate classic. First of all.
From Thank Me Later to like Take Care, that's kind of like.
Take Care, I mean, there's like moments on Take Care. First of all, I can listen to all Drake albums straight through. There's not a lot of rappers out here that you can do that. Like, a lot of y'all, I'm pushing the skip button on. All right, like, let's just be clear. He makes good bodies of music that if you go on a car ride, like you on a road trip, you can throw it on and you're not gonna be mad. Like, there's gonna be some moments where you lit. There's gonna be some moments you hoping your boo thing next to you. There's gonna be some moments where you like. I love that. I think people just want to hate on Drake because he light skinned, but he be having bars.
Drake got bars.
He got bars.
Drake got bars. But like I said, I'm not a fan.
Shout out to
too much of a fan
Poppy.
of the new Drake. I'm more a fan of the old Drake. I like the old Drake more than this new Drake. But
it's called evolution.
Good, though.
It's called evolution.
But man, it's definitely been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, dude. Thanks for having me
on this podcast, man.
And we made it happen. Finally.
We made it happen. I created this podcast for upcoming entrepreneurs and entertainers. Because nowadays, people only care about you once you reach a certain status.
That's a fact.
And I like to show people that just because these people are not famous doesn't mean they don't have gems or a bunch of knowledge to share. it's beauty to the journey to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And a lot of times we base our life based on celebrity lives. And I'm like, we got to stop doing that, man. You never know. Like you said, what you said earlier, if you knock on enough doors, you can find a business, you know what I'm saying, business-minded person. They got a lot of gyms that can teach you something, but most of them be so stuck, and we look at all these other people. But, man, there's a lot of people out here that can teach you something, man. And that's why I created this platform, because it's a lot of y'all. I had over 50 people I've interviewed so far. All 50 have a lot of gems and knowledge to share. And that's why I built this Put You On Game, man. Just to give upcoming entrepreneurs, entertainers, a platform. Because, man, we the future. I feel like we the future. Some of us are already making power moves. Some of us
that's the thing. So I'm only up and coming on social media. Your girl been it. I've been that girl in real life.
Right.
On LinkedIn, I'm connected to so many multi-millionaires.
Right.
And that's where the money really resides. You know, IG, I think a lot of y'all are getting captured into the likes.
They do.
Y'all don't even understand that when that platform. Yeah, I'm about to say when that platform was built, I know so many people who went and bought most of their followers. So a lot of y'all not realizing that y'all following a lot of clout. Like it's not even real clout. It's not authenticated, right? Absolutely. So I'm not interested in people thinking that they can put my value based on how many people follow me, because I literally just got in this social media game like 2 years ago, and I don't even post enough to probably keep y'all entertained, because I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to make a bag and help you make a bag. So if you're serious about making a bag, I'm the girl you call. If you want some people who are going to take your money and not do their services and you have to sue them in court, all your gurus is out there waiting on you.
Because that what happened to Genuine. I heard Genuine say that in Drink Champs interview.
Really? Yeah, who got Genuine?
He got him twice, he said.
Not twice?
Two accounts he out here. That's why he do it himself. He said, I do everything myself now. 2 people got him.
Listen, these streets is very treacherous.
And
it be the people with the most followers that think they could do y'all 7 ways to Sunday dirty, and y'all don't understand that, like, it's the people like me who's like, I don't really care how many people follow me, because I don't even like the term followers. Supporters would be nice, right? I would love to call y'all supporters, quite honestly, because followers just seem like you a bunch of zombies following the wrong people, right? So I don't really put any value to that. But yeah, like a lot of the people under 10K like myself, we dope in real life, and we just don't got the energy to be spending it online trying to convince you we dope in real life. Like I live my life. Right. Like, and when y'all catch it in my stories, y'all be like, yeah, that girl really live her life, because I do.
Right. I like that. So how can we find you on social media?
Listen, it is Liz Speaks Money. That is LIZSPEAKS That's on IG. But my government, Elizabeth Showers Lester, you can find me on Facebook. And then I actually have a real website, y'all. It is Start With S as in Sam, B as in boy, S as in Sam.com. I mean, that's where you can find me. On LinkedIn, Elizabeth Showers. Like, I don't know. I don't hide my real name because ain't nobody looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So the Liz Speaks Money thing was just a brand that God kind of put in my spirit to capture you all. But quite honestly, if you Google me, baby, you gonna find me.
I like that, man. It was, like I said, it was a pleasure having you up here, man.
Thank you.
Y'all follow her, man. So many gems. I learned so much. I'll probably go back and rewind this and take notes my own damn self, man. But thank you for coming, man. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate, you graced me with your presence. I know you could be anywhere in the world. You got so many things that you could be doing. You came and gave me an hour of your time, man. I definitely appreciate that. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, face to face, some people do it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm a genuine person. I'd rather do it face to face.
I can tell.
So do it over the phone. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, thank you. I do it face to face, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. So many gems, man. I can't wait till you make your billionaire status like you going to make.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Speaking in assistance, it's gonna happen. And I can't wait. And then the thing about it is you're trying to help other people get there.
Absolutely.
That's what I love about that.
Whoever want to go with me, come on. And I thank you for allowing me to come and put the people on game.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's good. And I tell people it's good to have different perspectives. And I'm glad, how we kind of talk. We kind of talk, you know what I'm saying, and had a little difference of opinion. But I always tell people, you can still have a difference of opinion, but be respectful. Absolutely. So I like how we was able to do that without, being disrespectful or talking down on each other. That's the society we live in. If we have some opinion, we got to go at each other's throat. It's okay. You feel.
Listen, we can disagree without becoming disagreeable.
Thank you.
And in our community, we need to work on that.
Absolutely.
I can disagree. I was in debate team. I'm gonna debate you all day long,
Right.
but it don't mean we have to become disagreeable. And we definitely should be able to love on each other after we disagree. Like, it's just a different of opinion.
Different of opinion. That's all it is. So I'm glad we was able to do that, man. And like I said, definitely been a pleasure, man. Y'all gonna love this episode, man.
Yeah.
And that wraps it up, man, for another episode of Put You On Game.